Montara Water and Sanitary District Board of Directors. It's July 17th, 2025, and it's 7:40 p.m. Clemens, could we have a roll call, please?
Yeah, Director Young.
Present.
Director Boyd.
Present.
Director Slater Carter.
Here.
And Director Sofsky.
Present.
All right, thank you. For President's statement tonight, just touch on a couple of things. One, the trial in court in the matter of Half Moon Bay suing its partners in the sewer authority got started on Monday. It's mostly preliminary motions and whatnot, but the next hearing will happen on the 25th of July. And if you're interested, it will be broadcast on, Zoom or something. And I believe, Clemens, is information about that available on our website, or do they need to go to the
Court's website.
the court's website? So that's in
Michelle posted a link.
Okay, so at Coastside Buzz, there's information on how to see what happens there. So
We can't put that on our own website.
I'm in the middle of my statement, and
Sorry.
I'll I think for right now, Coastside Buzz is the place where it is right now. So feel free to go there. That's a good website, lots of good materials. And then for the other thing, we do have a vacancy on the board. We are actively looking for someone who lives in either District 1 or District 3 or District 5. And those districts are shown in a map on the Montara Water and Sanitary website. And that is at mwsd.montara.org. So if you've thought about public service, or you know someone who you would like to urge to think about public service, now would be a great time. And I believe we have some information about what to do to express interest on the website, I believe. Is that correct, Clemens?
Yes.
Okay, so mwsd.montara.org, and we look forward to expressions of interest. All right, let's now take a look at the consent agenda. Do we have any comments for items that are not on the agenda? Looking to the public, members of the public. Not seeing any hands raised on Zoom. Okay, Director Young.
I apologize for not being at the last board meeting, but I look at my calendar way ahead, and we did have a meeting posted for 7:30, which I plan to attend, and then somebody moved it up and nobody told me, so I apologize for that. Once I put it in my calendar, I don't plan on it getting changed. Anyway, I was just going to ask a quick question, and that is on our board agenda, it says something about the current board remodel project, and I wonder if we have any estimates yet or a time frame for when we're going to remodel this boardroom so we can let more people in.
Yeah, so the status is the same, meaning this is in the planning department at this point. And so as soon as we have the permit, we'll make plans, of course, to move forward with the first building a garage, right? Step one. But what we actually do have lined up for next week, we actually did some deep diving down below here. And there is a way to actually insert structural parts below that later can be essentially staying for the remodel of this room. So we're basically using the plans that are not approved and are implementing a part of them, so that by next week, the structural issue of this boardroom is going away.
Okay, and then I think that was the only other question I had, except on the letter that you posted before about the Caltrans right of way. And it says in here, the letter to Scott, that they can't do anything until they get the trail plan, and that would have to go through the county seed monoliths. So I wondered if we had made any attempts to nudge him to do that at all?
Well, yeah, we have been making attempts to get the county to prepare the trails plan for for a good
I mean,
10 years
recent
now.
attempts, sorry, I should have.
Yes,
been more
also
specific.
recent attempts, meaning last month
And
and
what-
so on, yes,
what did he s-
absolutely. We've been
what did he
doing
say?
it for 10 years, yes.
What did he say?
No,
I'm
He
going,
said no?
Yeah.
he said he didn't respond.
I'm going to the supervisor by now. The
Okay.
supervisor is essentially saying he's trying to sort this out.
Yeah, okay, good. And the last thing I wanted to mention is there was I can bring this up later when we talk about Seal Cove if you want. This is an old newsletter, but the only two directors that were here when this happened was Catherine and Scott. So it says there's a report available at the district office for review about a report they're recommending long-term solution for Seal Cove, and this is from a newsletter from 2006. So if we could get a copy of that report distributed to the board, it'd be interesting to read it. That's possible. But I'll read the whole paragraph when we get to the Seal Cove agenda item. Thank you. That was it for me.
I'm not sure. You sent that an item that you're recused from?
Oh, then I better read it. You bring it up later.
So this was in a district newsletter.
Yeah, the lens, when we used to get them by mail.
Yeah, I believe they're on the website too, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. This says, board authorized staff to prepare a report and recommendations for a long-term solution in the Seal Cove area that is prone to landslides and sewer and water pipeline breaks and leaks that are difficult and time-consuming to fix. A copy of the report is available at the district office for review, but essentially it recommends replacing pipe in the areas most prone to breakage with new, more flexible joint pipes and removing the pipe where possible away from these break areas. It also recommends installing 6 slope inclinometers to monitor active rotation in the existing landslide and to quantify the rate of movement. So I know you two were still on the board back then. If you want to kind of explain what happened to the report or why it didn't ever get done. I mean, as far as the pipes and inclinometers.
That's something we may talk about at a future meeting. Right now, we're in public comment. Okay, Bill?
Because Clemens has told us that we're so far along in the process of restoring this boardroom, I just want to say I'm delighted. I have been somewhat jealous of everyone who got to have their political experience before COVID. Because I was sworn in online. I've been here only online, and I'm so looking forward to being in a room like back in the day where everybody can actually hear each other and get the nuance of what's going on. So thank you very much.
Okay. All right, thank you. Right, I'm not seeing any other hands raised, so let's move now to,
I just wanted to make a
Yes.
correction to what Sid said before. Just wanted to clarify that all directors were notified in a timely fashion about the time change of the last meeting and received multiple notifications.
I will attest to that, yes.
I did.
yeah,
I didn't get a text, so I hadn't checked my email since I first saw it listed as a 7:30 regular meeting. So when you changed it to a special meeting, I wasn't notified. And I didn't see it in my email until after the fact.
You didn't see it,
I
yes.
didn't see it.
You were notified.
Well,
That's what
I
make it
appreciate
affect
if you make a change
Time.
on a 24-hour notice meeting, it would be better if you texted me. That's all I'm saying. Because otherwise I won't show up and you might not have a quorum now that
Okay.
you're down one director.
This is something that we can sort out at
Yeah.
staff level
Right.
outside of the meeting. All right. Does any director have any item on the consent agenda to pull for consideration, or can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, so Catherine and Bill, the move in the second, everybody's in the room, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries 4-0. The consent agenda is approved. We have no old business tonight. We do have 2 new business items. And then later we'll have some closed session work. First item up tonight in new business review and possible action concerning termination of Seal Cove critical geotechnical hazards area emergency. And I recognize Christine Fitzgerald, our district counsel.
Thank you, President Boyd. Good evening, directors. as in the past, Director Young will be recusing herself from this item, not participate in the discussion or vote because she resides within the affected area and therefore has a conflict of interest under Government Code Section 87-100 due to her interest in real property. She will leave the room. This also applies to the second closed session item on the agenda, which she will also recuse herself from and not attend.
So I'm to leave for this one agenda item right
Yes.
now
Yes,
and come
please.
back.
Yes,
All right.
please.
Okay, comments?
Thank you. So we're at the review and possible action concerning termination of the Seal Cove Critical Geotechnical Hazards Area Emergency. I think most people understand what this is about. Just a brief summary. In March, we recommended that the board take urgency actions for the purpose of the repairs and relocation in the San Lucas area, or at the time we looked at this as the entire Seal Cove Critical Geotechnical Hazard Area, still do so. But since the rainy season stopped, we experienced less movement than in the month before. And that leaves us, and there's, so that's one of the reasons why we actually feel comfortable with feeling the emergency. The emergency was declared for a number of reasons. For example, to authorize me to take the emergency actions, expend necessary funds as fast as possible to address threats in the Seal Cove area, and we did so. We actually addressed the immediate issues in March and April. We also still did some work in May. And have now a plan how to address the other affected sections in Seal Cove. So we've addressed this immediate infrastructure threat. Another reason for the emergency declaration was to review or conduct the geotechnical studies, and that also has been done. We have a large collection of geotechnical studies, thanks to the help of some folks in the community that also pointed us in the right direction. And Sanitary County is in the process of updating the 1980 study that the Seal Cove Hazard Zone study. We also had another reason, another reason was really to temporarily suspend the new service permits and in the Seal Cove area for a period of 60 days. And so that indeed led to us not issuing any permits during this time. Fortunately, we just also didn't get any applications in, so but the current permit hold, it was actually extended once, and the resolution actually states that it either expires on July 14 or the second board meeting in July. So we're right here. So the permit hold is essentially now expiring. And The other very important reason was to request state and federal financial assistance. We have been doing a lot of outreach. We have, one area we were hopeful to find some funds, and that is through San Ricardo in Washington. Another reason for the emergency declaration was to encourage the county to, also do the same and declare emergency to locate funds. We have a clear understanding now that the county is not going to do this. So all in all, we are, what we're saying right now is we are planning to repeal the emergency, or we would like to repeal the emergency. We are designing the above ground solution for the water pipes actively at this time. And that allows us, the repeal of the emergency allows us to go out to bid, go through the normal channels and implement the project with one contractor at one time. Hopefully before the rainy season, and that's the goal, but we have to be realistic that that is probably not going to happen. So again, plan is to implement the above ground water pipe solution as discussed. And that as fast as possible. So with that, the recommendation is to adopt a resolution terminating the suspension of competitive bidding requirements and the corresponding manager authority and approval of expenditures. And also adopt a resolution terminating the existence of an emergency within a portion of the district's service area. And that's the Seal Cove critical geotechnical hazards area. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see, do we have any comment from members of the public? Not seeing any speaker slips, I'm not seeing any hands. I do see a number of people here, I'm glad you're here. Well, not seeing any hands, Bill, I see yours.
I am delighted that we're able to do this. From the get-go, I've been hoping that people would be able to meet in rooms and talk about it first in person, rather than just via, formal letters and so forth, and that's happened. People are meeting in the still. I haven't been in the meetings, but I don't need to be. The people who need to know what the engineers and the homeowners are doing it now. I'm super happy that's happening. I'm also super happy that not only did we do some geotechnical studies, but the county is doing a big fat official version, first in 40 years or something, to really understand what is going on with Mother Nature. I'm a scientist, and I think if we understand what's going on with Mother Nature, we'll figure out how to live with her. She's made everything else so beautiful around here. I'm sure we can live together and still go to the distillery and enjoy this place. The one thing buried in Clement's comment, which I only realized, is after the end of the rainy season, the pipe breakages and so forth have reduced. Well, that suggests that the pipe breakages were in fact caused by the rainy season, and that the land slippage is more after it rains than before. Seems kind of obvious to me. But unfortunately, a lot of the times people pay attention is when a pipe has broken, so now they see the water which comes out of our pipe, and maybe they think the landslide was caused by the water out of our pipe. But I would bet that historical assessment, not only of how much rain falls on Seal Cove, but of when pipes tend to break. My guess is that most of the slippage is in fact because of rain, which is unfortunately just another way that Mother Nature is sort of tormenting us. But I'm super happy of this, and I'm glad we have the opportunity to get back to normal.
Catherine, do you have anything?
No, I think we handled the situation very well. I'm glad that we were able to provide sewer and water service during the entire emergency. And I look forward to removing this. This is not to say there aren't further problems going, but they are not about or through the efforts of Montara Water and Sanitary District. There was an excellent geologist who lives in Seal Cove, who did a presentation at the Mid-Coast Community College, at Mid-Coast Community Council. Wish we had a college, but anyway, I would recommend people watch that to get a true understanding of the severity of this. If you look at it, it's very confusing. Because if you look at the county maps, they still include all of Ocean Boulevard and land way out on the west side of it, but that's all gone. It's eroded away. And so you can't trust what you see on the county maps because they don't update them.
It's proof that it's eroded.
But if you take the old map out, yes, and hold it up while you're standing on Ocean Boulevard, you'll go, whoa, that's a difference. It's been eroding for a very long time. And hundreds of years. And, so we will do what we do best, and that's provide sewer, water, and trash service. And I'm glad we don't have to do it under an emergency.
I do have one question.
Sure. Would it be too much if you could stand at the mic, because the people at home won't hear you otherwise? Yeah, we all have mics, so.
Okay, no problem. I'm Maria. I purchased a property on Ocean Boulevard, 888 Ocean Boulevard. My question was for Clemens. When you say above water, I know that this property and the houses across the street are on grinders. Is that where the above ground?
No, we're talking about water service lines.
So those are not getting updated then, the ones that
The
are.
water service lines are getting updated. And they're being placed above ground.
Correct. So the ones on Ocean Boulevard.
On Ocean, the section of Ocean Boulevard that is open and between Madrone and San Lucas is getting above ground water service lines.
Okay.
Yes,
Which is where I'm at. Okay,
yes.
that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I'm not seeing any other comments, so I'll make my comments and then we'll go to possible vote. Clemens, thank you for the summary. I think as things progressed, as the concerns really, I mean, look, there was a lot to be concerned about. Things were moving very quickly. I'm really glad that we, this agency, jumped on things quickly, even knowing that doing that was going to get people's interest. And glad to know everybody in Seal Cove is still able to get interested. No, I mean, so often, so much of our work here is very quiet, and we strive to, like, please, let's get people more interested. This isn't always the way we want to do it, but when it happens, it's not a surprise at all. And I'm glad there was a lot of engagement. I watched Clemens and others engage with various neighbors. I want to commend Clemens for working so hard to get the county to have the meeting that we had at the supervisor's office. I was grateful that the county did bring people and spoke to the neighbors. I think that was really important and helpful, and I want everyone to know Clemens did a lot of behind the scenes work to help make that meeting happen. And he's not tooting his own horn, so I'm going to do it. And then this list of the reasons for why we needed the emergency, there were multiple reasons. Each one has some actions that were taken. Some were necessary and they're done. Some were preliminary and they've got things underway. The need to be able to spend money without going to bid. We're now at a place where we know, okay, we don't need that, so we can relax that and go back to normal bid processes. The trying to get the county to step up and also declare an emergency. What we got out of that was the meeting, and we also got the county and especially county planning thinking about ways to. They're well aware now that this is a live issue that is going to be something they're going to be dealing with for some time. So I think it's good to see people brought to that level of attention and realizing the community knows how to make its voice heard. That's important. That surprises me not one little bit about our community, because we may be small, but we tend to make a lot of noise, and it's usually good noise. With that, the recommendation is from staff is to adopt the two resolutions, and if I can have a
I
motion.
move we adopt them.
So both of
I'll
them.
second that.
Okay, so it's been moved and seconded to adopt both resolutions as shown on the agenda. And this is resolution, so we can do this by voice vote.
We can do this.
Oh, let's do a roll call.
Let's do, yes.
Yeah.
Director Softy,
Yes.
Director Slater Carter,
Yes.
Director Boyd.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries 3-0.
Great, sure. Okay, with that, Director Young, if you can hear us, can you come back in? Okay, let's go to the next item. Review and possible action concerning authorization of the purchase of the Valimar pump station replacement 70 horsepower pump number 2 and declare old pump unit surplus for spare stock.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm just gonna briefly repeat what the title already says before I hand this to Pippin to give the presentation. As the title says, we are in need of a new Weimar pump. There's a number of very large pumps in the pump station, one of them very old. And that's the one that we would like to retire, and purchase a new one. These pumps are really expensive. So Pippin, if you can, please, lay out the reasons and, why we're going to purchase this pump the way we're trying to do that.
Okay, thank you. If you can hear me okay, thank you for the board for hearing this item tonight. These are, as Clemens pointed out, these are a pair of the larger pumps in the district. The district has two large pump stations in either community, Moss Beach and up in Montara. And so these pumps handle approximately half the population of the district. There's two pumps, and they're about 3.5, 4 feet tall. They put out 70 to 80 horsepower, so they're a lot of power, and they push the sewage all the way down to Granada, where it's repumped to the SAM treatment plant. These are very expensive, as Cummins points out, close to $100,000 at today's prices. But the amazing thing for perspective is this pump we're retiring has survived. It's the original pump that was installed in 1989 when this pump station was commissioned. 87 to 89 was the construction. It was actually one of the first projects our company ever supervised for your district. And with routine maintenance, these pumps last a very, very long time. The first pump suffered a lot of stress during COVID. It had gotten clogged up with rags and a number of items, and it overheated at that time and needed to be replaced. But the second pump has also gotten to the point where future maintenance isn't possible because some of the parts we need are not readily available. So it has a little life left in it. We'd like to recondition it to the point that it could be an emergency backup pump, but it really needs to be set on the shelf and have a new pump put in place. So those are the primary reasons for the project to have this replaced. The pumps are very specific for how they fit into the station. And the pump station was designed around this brand Flight pump, which has been very reliable. And so for that reason, we're requesting permission to sole source and purchase a new Flight pump because the least expensive option to retrofit with the same type of pump. If we were to switch manufacturers, we'd have to do more extensive pipe work, and that could take more time and raise the cost further. So that's the overview for the project. There is an added benefit that for the future, we're looking at the Valamar sewer relocation project that we've been working with the RCD on design. And we do need to relocate the Niagara Street pumping capacity up to Valamar. And it turns out that the new pumps that we're purchasing are more efficient than the old ones. And the old pump, if you notice in the staff report, was 88 horsepower. And the new pump, which we have, the first model has been in service almost 2 years now, and Sam says it's working well. It's 18 horsepower less, it's 70 horsepower, which is just about perfect. We need to add at least 15 to 18 horsepower pumps to replace, relocate the Niagara pump station. So the benefit of this is we have the electrical capacity freed up, and we do not have to go to PG&E and ask for a bigger transformer, which will save future costs on that project by in excess of $50,000 we expect. So that's an added benefit to this on the side. But if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
All right, Sid?
Hi, thank you, Pippin. I have a question about this. This is not the same as the pipeline replacement. So what's the timeline for that to start? And also, someone asked me today how soon we're gonna work on the intertie pipeline, but I told them I thought the Valamar would start before that. Is that true?
Well, the
Is that
intertype pipeline is not a Montara project. We'd have to talk
I
to
know.
the SAM about that, so I can't speak to that schedule.
Okay,
This is a simple maintenance replacement item. The pump will have several weeks of lead time to get the pump delivered to SAM. And once it's delivered, it just takes about 4 hours to install. So it's essentially a standard drop-in replacement item. But we'll expect several weeks in order for the pump to actually show up. But later this summer, this will be a one-day affair to get this part installed.
so that's when the Valamar pipeline replacement project will start later in the summer? Is that what
No,
you
the
said?
Valamar, this is not, has nothing to do with that project. This is a
Okay.
standard repair item that needs to be done. It does benefit that future project. Our Valamar project is in design phase.
Oh,
We're
okay.
working with the RCD, and by the end of this summer, we hope to have a 65% concept design completed on the pipeline and water and other improvements. And so that's something we will be able to share with the board later this summer.
Okay, thank you. And then the last question was, is this new pump that we're about to purchase subject to any tariffs, or is it a locally made in the United States type thing?
It's nothing's ever black and white. So the
Okay.
price has increased for several reasons from the price, I think I might have mentioned in the staff report there about the increases. There are copper inside these pumps, the copper wires. And so the copper is subject to tariffs. There is some increase in price for the pumps coming in, but this manufacturer does have an assembly facility in the United States to help try to reduce that impact. They've been working on that. This is not new from Trump. They've been working on that since through the whole Biden administration as well. So it's a long process to get assembly plants built in the US. And so they are working to try to reduce those costs. But the short answer is yes, we see about a 5 to 10% increase in this part price because of tariffs.
Well, I guess we better order it then. Thank you.
Yeah, on the SAM website, the force main, the force main work, current status on the SAM website, which is samcleanswater.org, says, and this fits with my recollection, that we're hoping to begin construction next summer.
I'm sorry, on which, the intertie or on the Valamar one?
That's the project I'm talking about.
The Valamar.
They aren't two different projects.
They're the same.
Oh,
You're using two words for one project.
The SAM force main in Montara is how we're referring to it at SAM.
and
Yeah.
that's what I call the intertie pipeline.
That is definitely a piece of the intertie pipeline system.
This pump is for that?
No,
Okay,
Pump is for one of our pump stations.
at Val,
We call it the Valimar
right,
pump station.
okay. So
Right.
that's why I asked him if our pipeline replacement, I mean, they're moving the Valimar pipeline, but he explained it's still in the design phase. So someone asked me today, when is the intertie pipeline gonna start work? And I said, I think we're doing Valimar first, but I don't know. So,
they're the
Hang,
same.
hang on.
Can I,
Definitely Sam
this is
Hyde.
Pippin, can I kind of clarify a little bit for Catherine? So we're talking about 3 separate projects right now.
right,
The resolution in front of us for item number 2 is to inform the board that we'd like to purchase a part for the Valimar pump station. That's infrastructure owned by Montara,
right,
for the public. The intertie pipeline project is a shared facility that Montara is not involved with from a design perspective. They only fund it through SAM. So SAM is in charge of that, and as Scott pointed out, they have an update on their website about it. And the third project is a design concept phase where Montara is working with the RCD, the Resource Conservation District, to try to protect the coastal bluffs from possible damage due to utility breaks. And that is also called the Valimar Utility Relocation Project. So the word is in there. And that is, we do not have construction funding set aside for that fully at this point. So when the designs are further along, I expect Clemens will bring it back to the board for an update.
okay, thank you.
All right. So to the business at hand. Not seeing any other comments. Our recommendation is to. I should actually get on the right agenda item. Okay, no, this is it. This is move to suspend competitive bidding for purchase of the Valimar pump station replacement pump on the grounds that the equipment is required from a single source only. And then move adoption of resolution approving the purchase and installation of the Valimar pump station replacement pump number 2, authorizing execution of agreement in the amount of not to exceed 100,000 and declaring certain equipment as surplus.
So moved.
I'll
So,
second it.
so moved and seconded, Catherine and Sid, thank you. Resolutions again, so let's do this by voice, by roll call, please.
Okay, so roll call again, Director Salton,
Yes.
Director Slater Carter,
Yes.
Director Boyd,
Yes,
Director Young.
Yes,
Right, motion carries 4-0.
all right, thank you. All right, now we're gonna go through reports. Sewer Authority Mid-Coast. Our most recent meeting was canceled, so that is our report for the Sewer Authority Mid-Coast.
And the previous one was a performance closed session, so there was no open session on the 7th.
Okay, so do we have anything for Mid-Coast Community Council?
Don't see Greg here. Greg, where are you? But the most recent high priority item that I've heard about was Jim Pruitt from the general manager of the Harbor District came and spoke on the proposed parking lot on the Harbor District property on the Burnham Strip. And so you can see that on Coastside Buzz. And the meeting before that, as I referenced, was had a very good geologist speaking. He worked for the USGS, and he is a local person who has watched this Seal Cove area for a long time, and he gave his analysis of what's going on at the MCC. I could summarize it, but that won't give you what you need because it was a very detailed and thorough oral report.
Yeah, it was a very good report. It's available through the Mid-Coast Council's website. Strongly recommended. All right, anything for CSDA?
There is a convention for a statewide convention for CSDA being held in Monterey, August 25th to 28th.
Okay, and then anything for LAFCO?
LAFCO, I was at the meeting yesterday. It is now, as of yesterday, you can watch LAFCO on Zoom. You can even record it if you need to sleep. It's nothing exciting. And you can find out where to tune in to the Zoom on the website.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, attorney's report, Christine.
Thank you. I have no report.
Okay, just okay, and then director's reports, Sid?
Bill and I would like to have a strategic planning committee meeting because we haven't had one yet this year and we're the two members on the committee. And it seems like we need to make some strategic plans.
Yes, we should have a meeting. I'm not quite sure how we agendize it. I should figure it would show up.
Well,
It's an ad hoc committee, so pick a time and show up.
But is that, so we can do that with Clemens, it's not just.
That's right.
All right.
Oh,
good.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what
I've-
all right, cool. We'll
I
do it.
haven't heard from the guys. Is Martin Roush? I haven't heard from him since I did my thing right around the time I had knee surgery in November. So I don't know if he's been contacted lately, but we were gonna have a,
No, why don't you coordinate with Clement?
I will.
All right,
And then the other thing, I was just gonna ask a question about the general manager's report. There was one item I didn't understand
that's
when I read it.
actually coming next.
Yeah, it
Let's
is.
do that on the agenda.
Okay, that's it.
Okay, so for the general manager's report, did you want me to show this off?
Yeah, that's why I put it there.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yes,
I'm sorry, I didn't figure out that I should have done that in the president's statement.
that's
so-
fine. I'll look for my name right now.
So this is from the Special District Leadership Foundation. And that's a foundation was formed to provide certification, accreditation and recognition programs to special district elected officials and staff. And so this is about promoting excellence in special district governments and operations throughout California. And this is the June 2025 to June 2028 District Transparency Certificate of Excellence. The Special District Leadership Foundation is proud to present this District Transparency Certificate of Excellence to Montara Water and Sanitary District in recognition of the district's completion of all transparency program requirements designed to promote transparency in their operations and governance to the public and other stakeholders. So this very nice couple of pieces of paper reflects an extraordinary amount of work on the part of staff and
the board.
and is really a reflection of commitment to doing the work. A lot of it very mundane work, but it's the kind of thing that it takes to be able to put numbers and information in a place where the public has ready access to it. And encourage you to take a look and keep an eye on things. And this is reflective of our long-term commitment. How long ago did we start working towards this? It's been quite a while.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And
So,
we can keep it up if the board keeps attending what they need to.
right. So this is a small token, but reflects quite a big commitment. So very happy to see that. Thank you for sharing that with us, Clemens. And then did you have anything to add to your general manager's report?
Nothing to add to the written report.
Okay, so there is a written report in the agenda that's online.
And I do have a question about it. Can I
Okay.
ask now?
Go ahead.
On 519, it said low pressure Seal Cove, big wave project pulled water too quickly, went over flow rates again with them. Are they taking water that makes the Seal Cove water pressure go down, or is that just the way the report
No.
was written? There are two items.
This is just the way the report was written. I'm gonna translate, a low pressure sensor went off. Okay? And the reason why this low pressure sensor went off is because the big wave project exceeded the amount of water that they legally can take from our pipes. So they just opened the hydrant. too much.
They'll be paying for it though, basically, so. But I know it's a good idea to keep them, let them know to save our water. Right. Okay, so the seal coat part had nothing to do with the big wave
No,
part.
this is just the name of the pressure sensor.
Okay.
And it is
I see.
located close to Seal Cove, but not even in Seal Cove.
Okay, and then the last question I had, because I didn't see it on here, was Ray Mueller had sent a letter to the district asking for certain things to be done by July 15th, and I wondered if that report is available for us to see the response.
The a response is available. I can send that out to the board. Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thanks.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, so now let's, we are going to end the public session. We're going to convene then after PCT has wrapped up and gotten everything packed up and out. We'll go back into closed session. We're gonna have two items. One is existing litigation, so conference with legal counsel in the case of City of Half Moon Bay versus Granada Community Services District et al., where Montara Water and Sanitary is the al. And that's the case that we referenced earlier, being held in the Santa Clara County Superior Court. And then the second item is also a conference with legal counsel, and this is anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to paragraph 2 of subdivision D of Government Code, section 54956.9, one potential case of Seal Cove emergency. All right, thank you everyone for participating. Love having you here.
Thanks for coming by.
Good to see you, and good to see you online. And we are now in recess.
Thank you, see you later.